Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. And as you can see, we're joined by Paula from Grabo. Hello, Paula.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good, good. Now, as you can see, there's not a lot here, which is a shame, but we're going to be talking about something new, aren't we?
Very new.
But it looks really boring behind.
It does.
I think you need to do something about that.
Can we use some finger clicking?
Okay, yeah, we can do the clicky finger thing.
Let's see if clicky finger.
Okay, it's the clicky
helps.
finger thing. It's a thing.
It is a thing.
Clicky finger thing.
Clicky finger thing.
Okay, let's do the clicky finger thing.
I'm going to get confused and say the wrong thing, aren't I?
So yeah, it could end up being, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so are you ready?
2, surely.
2.
We're wanting a bit of wow. This is.
Well, it's empty.
Yeah, we need wow.
So we're going to do a
wow.
4-finger.
4-finger.
Clicky finger thing. Okay, all right, I've never done that before, but let's give it a go.
I think we need all 4.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Hey! And that, whoa!
See, we needed 4-finger click.
Needed a 4-finger click for sure. Yeah. Anyway, wow. There's a lot of balloons.
Explosion
here.
of balloons.
And other products as well. So tell me all about what you've got going on here.
Okay. So Grabo are really excited to be launching a new range of party wear.
Okay.
They've called it Maverick. I don't know if it's any connection to Top Gun.
It must be.
Not too sure.
It must be.
But they've brought out matching party wear for some of their most popular balloon designs.
And this is it.
And this is the selection
some of it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's in production at the moment. It just means that you can theme and properly style your children's party or event.
So these are the popular balloons that are linked to this. And
yeah.
They're great balloons. They are popular balloons.
Yeah.
The boho in particular is very popular. But what have you, I like the hedgehog.
Hedgehog's cute.
Yeah.
Hedgehog's been around for ages in the little Woodland theme.
Yeah.
And my son's absolute favourite, to be fair. He's a bit obsessed with hedgehogs, he's my boy. So yeah, that was always a favourite for him. And which was teamed in with one of the owls. Obviously the whole range that's on the party wear that goes with it. So there's foxes, there's bears, there's deer, there's raccoons.
And you've got dinosaurs as well. So
we've got dinosaurs, and on that we're showing our new little pink dinosaur. That's one of the new Grabo range of balloons in the soft pink satin.
That's nice.
We get asked quite a lot, to be fair, in our shop for girly dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And as you said before, do we know what colour dinosaurs
We
were?
have no idea what colour.
They could all have been pink.
Maybe they were.
With hearts.
Maybe they were. Maybe the girls were pink and the boys were blue.
Well,
that's controversial saying that
gender
now,
stereotypes,
isn't it?
you can't do that.
I can't do that.
So we've got the new little pink one, and then obviously the ones that have been out for quite a while that are the very cute, the dinosaur range, so not the scary one. Although we have brought out a new, scarier, more realistic T-Rex dino this time, which is very cute. But he didn't go with this arrangement.
Yeah. Can't be that cute. It's scary.
T-Rex, they're meant to be a bit scary.
Okay, all right. And of course, I do love this here. I'm going to bring this in. So that's all helium filled, is it?
Nope, not even slightly.
Oh.
So these are one of the big fresh picks range. There's loads of different ones. We've got roses, we've got daisies, obviously flowers. They do them for Mother's Day, birthdays, all sorts of them. Base is all completely air filled.
All right.
Top has enough helium just to make it airwalk. So there's no weight or anything on that. It's just purely the balloon. So as soon as it's just lifting that top balloon, top up with air, and it just walks around the room. If you didn't want it to walk around the room, you could just put on a little latex base or just put a little magnet weight underneath it just to keep it in one place. They're just a bit wowy and a bit different and go really great with kind of like the woodlandy theme.
I'm feeling a bit of an idiot saying, is this all helium filled? And I could see there was no weight. So clearly it's not all helium filled at all.
Yeah, but they can't see that there was no weight because
I know, well, I've given
it
it away now. And you said there's no weight. So thanks for making me look totally stupid.
Never.
And of course so these are all the matching bits and pieces. So you've got the cups over here.
Yep.
You've got the plates, you've got the napkins, and you've got the larger plates. And we've got these as well, which we've got some down here.
Yep, so the packaging at the moment is only prototype packaging.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's all in pre-production at the moment. But we've got the cardboard
unicorn
and ribbon packaging.
What's that one, dinosaur?
That's the little pussycat one, which I haven't actually got. So the pink cats and the crowns, that's the other range that we've got going.
And that's the boho one.
And the boho. So they match all the different ranges. So we've got the gaming range, we've got the unicorns for the little girls, we've got dinosaurs. The 2 ranges of the boho and the birthday ones, because like little birthday cakes with one of my favourite ever balloon sentiments. You don't look a day over fabulous.
Oh yeah, very nice.
I just think that is the cutest.
That's really nice.
Cutest name. So we've got the range that matches the birthday cake and the little holographic-y ones as well. So they're all ranges that have been around a while, but they're all really beautiful ranges and still so much in demand. So it made sense to bring out the matching party wear for them.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, and then of course we've got the gaming one here, but you're gonna. Oh, we've got this.
Yeah, that's our new little soft satin pink princess house, so princess castle. So all air, just freestanding.
Yeah. So this is a base.
Yeah.
It's all part. It's just all one balloon,
one inflation point.
Yeah. And over there, you've got something over there. Sorry, I forgot to mention him.
Yes, we've got our little squirrel over here. So this is, again, within the actual Woodland range.
Let's bring him out, put him on the table.
Yeah, so I've just put him on a very basic little base, obviously. Different options. Although he is a bit more of a kiddie range, because they're very cute. I do think with the Woodland, we've tried to embrace that with the hat boxing we've done here. So it's just a hat box with your floristry foam inside. And then we've just got, obviously, our little foils just stuck in on the little biodegradable
stick.
Cups and sticks.
Yeah.
This one's on a maxi cup, which is why it's a little bit wobblier because he's a bit taller.
Yeah.
Hiding the cups with flowers and floristry. And then these little babies, we've just made just as little poses, tied together with a 160, because my entire world revolves around 160 and 260 balloons. Oops, lost a little bit of a bunny tail there. That's I've just pulled it out of the display. But yeah, just something that if you just make these in advance, they're dead easy, and they're completely reusable as well. So if the people can keep them at home as a decoration, the balloons will last for forever anyway, because they're all air filled. Yeah. But I say if it was something you wanted lots of them and you wanted to hire them out, you could quite easily hire them and just reuse and reuse the bases. So just trying to give different ideas for air-filled designs, really.
Yeah. Cool. All right, well, you're going to show us something now, aren't you? I
am.
What are you going to show us?
Well, the one range that you will notice that's missing from behind us is our gaming range.
Game on.
Our game on range, yes. So I'm going to do a little display with those.
Okay.
Now, I am aware, having children of teenage years, that obviously you have the whole divide between Xbox and PlayStation. And apparently our controller is just one of those controllers and not the other one. So this isn't going to suit every gaming child if they are that particular.
That's good to know. You've educated me.
Well, I can't educate you as to which one that is. I can't actually. I think it's the PlayStation one.
Okay. All right. You're going to get comments if it's not.
I know. I have been told by my children that it doesn't suit certain gaming consoles.
All right.
So, yeah. I neither know nor am aware. So I'm just going to pop these to one side.
Do you need more space here?
So I say the gaming balloons have been around for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And you can get them in the little individuals.
Or you can
I've just pulled this the completely wrong way around.
Oh, you can get them in this.
Or you can get them in the multi-packs now, yeah. So we've got those in quite a few different designs. For the gaming one, for birthdays, the cake one with the happy birthday balloons and the gold balloons come into it as well. So it's just an easier way of just having a whole display pack, really, rather than...
Particularly if you're a retailer, you just have that on the wall.
Yeah, and then people can kind of visualise what they're going to be getting. Yeah. So we're just going to use one of those little packs today, obviously with our controller. The only thing I've done with this is I've snipped off the little tab at the top because I don't need it. I would recommend that gets snipped off before you inflate it, because trying to get your scissors under there once it's inflated is a little bit of a challenge.
Oh, okay.
But if you're a bit OCD like me and don't like to see the knobbly bit sticking up, then get rid of it. And I've just put it on some fishing wire. We've also got that teamed with our 18-inch foils.
Yeah.
And both of these have got air added to them as well. You know, I'm a stickler at the moment for if I can get it floating without full helium, that's what I'm doing. So it is that little bit of helium saving as well. Now, personally, if I'm doing this in the shop, I wouldn't just tend to put the red balloons with it, because obviously the little discs that are on there are in green, yellow, red and blue. So I do like to tie it in with a bit of all the different colours. Okay. And that's what I'm going to be doing on the base. When we put the base together, it's just introducing all of the 4 colours. But this one comes with red, so we're going to go with red.
You don't see many traditional helium bouquets these days, do you?
No, but interestingly, we've noticed an awful lot more in our business that we're getting asked for a lot of helium displays, even just going back to your old clusters of 3. And when we're getting to the venues to set them all up, all the air-filled displays have been done by another company, who obviously doesn't do helium. So although we offer all of it, and we've said to them, do you want any welcome boards? Do you want any backdrops? Do you want any arches? No, it's fine. We just want the helium balloons. And they've gone elsewhere and got the other things. So they don't match. Which, again, my OCD freaks out when we're just doing even just a neutral palette with eucalyptus, and they've got this darker green. It doesn't go together. So to me, I kind of don't really understand why people do. But hey, customers are always unique, and
they are.
And choose the way that they want to be, which is fine. But
where would we be without them, though?
Absolutely. And I say helium is one of those things that I do think if you can incorporate it into your business, then it's worth having, because then you do have everything to it. And the more we can educate our clients to say, well, look, we do have everything. We can provide everything. What
about with the helium prices and everything? Because they've shot up, haven't they? So how do you deal with that?
Helium rises.
Hey, hilarious.
It's just factored into our job costing. It's not a nice thing, but if you look around, anything from supermarkets to anything that's out there, everybody is struggling with pricing at the moment, because ridiculous things are going up in price. So all we are is just very transparent to our customers. If they query, we just simply say we've had unprecedented helium price rises, and we're trying to absorb. But
and that's the thing. There's nothing you can do. It costs what it costs, and you've got to make a profit. So you have to factor that in. So
the only thing I would say is when you look at the actual price of a tank, and we have E33s at the shop, and obviously they've got an awful lot of capacity in them, sort of just under 800 normal balloons. When you actually break down the increase per balloon, it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not nice, but it's not going up by pounds per balloon. It is still pence. Yes, okay, it's a lot of pennies, but it is still going up. So when you do break it down, it isn't possibly as scary as just seeing that your helium bottles increased by £150 and your deliveries increased by another £20. You kind of break it down per balloon.
I think if you break that whole cylinder cost down, and then you look at how much money you've made based on using that, that would be a clearer way to look at it, I guess.
Which I say with job costing, standard job costing, that's what you kind of do. You factor in all your costs, you find out the price per cubic foot or per metre cubed, and then you allocate it to the balloon displays you're doing. I think what's really important, though, is you've got to remember that the helium that you're getting is a cost price. Your customers couldn't buy it at that price, so you should be selling it out with a margin anyway on top of that, because I say all the things you get from balloon market or your gas suppliers, it's all a trade price.
Exactly.
So they have to pay more for it. And you can't be worried about it. You can't be embarrassed about it, because you can be upset that the fact we've got to pay it, because it isn't nice having to charge people more for something that 2 weeks ago they could get cheaper. But we have to pay it. So ultimately we're having to pay it whether we like it or not. So the customer and user has to pay it.
And it just becomes that's what the price of something like this is. But there are things you can do, like you said, partially airfill, partially helium fill.
And I say just get more creative. I mean, gosh, years ago when the very first helium shortage kicked in, I can't remember how many years ago it was.
I think it was 8 or 9 years ago.
It was a chunk of time ago. It suddenly made all the actual decorators and the retailers a bit more creative. Because you had to develop different ways and make more bases and make more interesting things and really do things on a different level. And that's good for all of us, because it does keep that creativity flowing.
That's our industry, though. Our industry, we're very good at finding solutions to problems. And that was quite a big problem at the time.
It was a huge problem.
Because everybody was used to doing this sort of thing, and it did change the industry. And look at how many people just do air-filled now. Even before these increases and this shortage this time, a lot of people have moved over to air-fill. The whole organic thing, much more of that going on.
Absolutely. And I think the organic thing is definitely here to stay, and it is that kind of style that a lot of people do themselves. Say customers of ours that'll come in and just get the little kits and they'll do it themselves. That's fine. But say then they come to us for the helium elements of the displays, because we do have some people coming in wanting the little disposable kits, but with the best will in the world, those disposable tanks are probably the most expensive helium per cubic foot you're ever going to buy.
Exactly.
Customers don't know, don't care, that's fine, but for us, it's silly pricing. So you've just got to be adaptable in this and just keep trying everything, and say where we can try and save some of the valuable helium. It's not necessarily for the cost, it's just if we're limited to bottles, you want to preserve as much as you can so you can fulfill as many orders and kick out balloons. So yeah, we still love helium, and it is still that wow factor as they blow around and they move.
I think that's the thing, they move, it's the motion, so I think it is nice. And as much as you try and put things on sticks and whatever, it's even on we sell some wire that it's still not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same movement that you get with them, and I say they do last for ages, so you have the pluses and minuses of every element of it. But I say things like the little ones that just walk around, they're great because they do just add fun, especially to a party when people are moving around and they're following people around the dance floor.
Exactly,
Yeah, I mean, we've got the little unicorn that matches this one, that's one of the airwalkers, and we've got the airwalker dinosaurs, the little tiny ones. They're brilliant fun at parties because they do just wander around. You've just got to make sure they don't escape out the door. I can always remember one years ago, one of the first ones we had, a customer opened the door and it was a windy day and it went flying out of the door and up our high street, and there's myself and Amanda, my business partner, pegging it up the road, stopping traffic, trying to get this little balloon that was just wandering up the street. I was like, what are we doing? That's fun. It's entertaining.
That would have been a good TikTok.
It would have been great. They didn't even have TikTok back then, I don't think.
Back in the old days, black and white telly.
Didn't even have phones.
So this is a terrible looking base you've got there.
It is a terrible looking base. This is just a sand weight. And I would usually use the black sand weight. However, it's going to get hidden anyway on this one. And just basically doing 4 balloon clusters. So 2 little tight duplets twisted together in your different sizes. Taking the neck from the one below, and I've just used 4 balloon clusters. You can use 5 balloon clusters quite easily. Wrapping round and tying. And I'm going to take one of my little ones from that row and use that to attach to my next. So it's all nice and secure. Children can take this apart, throw it around, play with it, and it's not going to break, which is what we want. The reason why I've just tied that loosely into there is so I can still thread these through if I want to. So I've just done a single tie knot on there, so the ribbons can be pulled up or down as you need to. So I'm just going to see how big this base is before I slide it onto it, and then I'll tie it securely so it's not going to move.
Ooh.
See, as if by magic, they all appear from underneath.
Oh, a little one.
My little controller.
Is that heat sealed as well?
Heat sealed, yeah. So again, really, really sweet. We sell so many of these because, like you're saying, stacks and your airfill designs are so popular now. And when you can theme them with different little mini shapes, that's even better. So like with the boho range, we've got the little miniature boho, rainbow and butterfly there. So it just all brings everything together into a nice little uniformity.
The sales of these little balloons during COVID, when people started doing the number stacks, really just went through the roof. We used to sell sometimes these little things, and you'd sell a few every week if you were lucky, and it was just, we were stocking hundreds of each colour of each size, the little small 4-inch ones, the 9-inch ones. What size are these ones?
These are 9-inch.
9-inch, yeah.
So they do the 4-inch ones as well in these, but these are just little 9-inch ones I'm using. In all honesty, I probably would have used 4-inch in this design, but I didn't have red. So
all right.
We're just going with those.
We're adapting.
Yes, we're just making it a bit bigger because they're a little bit big for our game controller buttons, really. So we're going to do that. But I think mini shapes and any of these are just such a great little, relatively low cost add-on that can add such fun to the designs. So I say we use lots now. So I've just put these on a little 160 ribbon, and I'm just going to tie them into the design because I'm going to have them sticking out as opposed to being flat onto it. Oops, didn't mean to do that though. Gosh, what colour combination have we got here? Blue, blue and the green, red and the yellow. Right, okay, so I'm doing this completely wrong. That one can go under there then.
I see you're doing it the same way as the buttons.
I'm trying.
So all the Grabo smaller ones are heat sealed, as we just said, for the game controller.
Yep, it's only the 14-inch numbers and letters that have got the actual valve in them, the self-seal valve. The 14-inch numbers are what we're using down here.
Yeah.
And I just find them they match obviously the colours of the bigger balloons perfectly, but it's also the fact that that little size being the 14-inch is just really lovely for putting it on small little latex bases, anything like that for bouquets. Yeah. So we sell masses of them just on little sort of 2 5-row cluster bases, little numbers, 40, whatever, stuck on there, and just really, really popular. Yeah. But they're not too big, because obviously we do the 26-inch numbers, and they're not too big to block things, so they can go on tables quite happily. So I'm just rolling up my little foil neck on here and tying.
If you don't know how to heat seal a balloon, we do have some, I think we've got maybe 1 or 2 videos on how to heat seal. There are different techniques. How do you like to do it?
I've just rolled that up now.
No, you don't have to show. You don't have to show me. Just describe it.
Well, you can see on there. So when I inflate, I'll then squeeze the air right down into it. Yeah. Inflate about halfway. Make sure everything's nice and smooth. And then if I'm not happy that seal is completely smooth without the slightest little crinkle in it, I've still got space underneath. Okay. And the time, because obviously when you've got one in there, it gives you the time to put another one in if you need to. It is just that thing of pushing down the air and making sure that neck is completely smooth. Okay. Because I think if you try and put it too close to it, quite often you do it quickly, and that's when you can just get a little bit of an overlap onto it. I see, okay. And then that plastic isn't going to melt nicely inside, and just the tiniest little fold over as that capillary action where the gas inside will find a way of pushing itself out.
I think it was years and years ago, I heat sealed a whole bunch and put them on sticks for a customer, and so many of them didn't work. I'd obviously done something very, very wrong, and I think what it was is what you've just described there. I just inflate it and then just sealed it like that without getting rid of the air. So
yeah, and I think that it just means that you can't get that bond. If you look at any foil balloon, it's essentially all been heat sealed all the way around. Yeah. That's what makes it into the shapes. And all of those seams are completely smooth. Because if there's the slightest mix in that joint, slightest crinkle, that's when they go down.
You know, we've got a BMTV on how foil balloons are made. And do you know where that was filmed?
Oh, let me guess.
It was in a place called Italy.
Just Italy?
Just Italy. Where was it in Italy? I can't remember. Where were they in Italy?
Coriano?
Yes, there, everybody. So, Grabo, we went to visit Grabo. If you've not watched that show, it's a really good one.
It is. It's really interesting to see how they are actually made. Yeah. And I say we went over to the factory. It's a fascinating place to be around to see what they do.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And seeing the way they design the balloons as well, and they're all in their little naked shapes, if you will, and they're drawn around and then cutting. It's a very interesting process.
And if you watch that show, you'll also see Giorgio, who is, how old is Giorgio? He probably doesn't want us to say.
I couldn't possibly tell you.
Giorgio is at least 55. You're welcome. And he's doing pull-ups in the gym. They've got a gym there.
He's an absolute powerhouse.
He's crazy man.
Goes running,
in a good way.
Running around and doing all sorts of things, doesn't he? He doesn't stop. It's like Peter Pan.
Indeed, yeah.
But you went all around the vineyards and their little eco side as well, with the little shops.
Went to the vineyard, went to the farm, saw all of that, saw the animals. It was great. Really, really enjoyed it.
So it wasn't what I was expecting, but it was fascinating to see.
Yeah. Did you go see the farm as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a little picnic, although unfortunately it was a thunderstorm at the time.
Oh, right, okay.
I wasn't expecting going over to Italy and having a thunderstorm, which is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, picnic on the farm. It was very sweet. So all I'm doing here is just simply adding on little glue dashes, just to make sure that this is going to stick on, because I don't want to use that, because if I put that in, it's not going to look like a controller. So having to glue. making mess on your nice tidy desk. And now try and find the angle that I've just put that on when I've done the sticky things. Like so.
Very good.
So then with this, so I can decide how low or high I want it in relation to the base, but it's going to be floor standing or table, I suspect floor. And it can get chucked behind us with the rest. And I'm just going to knot that around the actual balloon knot so it's not going to slide anymore. Once I've got a couple of knots in there of the fishing wire, it's secure inside it. And I can just slide that into the base. Balloons always make such squeaky noises, don't they? I can pull that up. And I can just tie those at the top just to make sure that I'm keeping that weight nestled perfectly into it.
Yep.
Far too many wires here to control. And usually I would just use curling ribbon. I just think fishing wire just adds that extra bit of mystique to displays when you're helium filling because they can't actually see what the
how's it done
held on with.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm just going to snip off my excess little bits that I don't need. And I've got one of those.
Perfect.
And we have our little
Very nice.
gaming display. So it's one of those things, you could just sell it out as the base. You don't need the helium element. You could put more on there. You can personalise.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously just a bit of a Posca pen and your crafting glitter. We write an awful lot on here, the name of the child and the age that they're going to be.
Oh,
just
right,
so
that's
that
a good idea,
it's
yeah.
something a bit different for them.
You could do it with vinyl if you wanted to.
You can easily do vinyl. There's more than enough liftability, even though that's got air in it, to have the vinyls coming from it.
Cool.
So yeah, so that one will just match, again, the whole range.
And the banner and everything
and you've got
else.
it all together.
Yeah. Well, Paula, thank you so much for that. Now, as a guest on BMTV, you get to ask everybody the question of the week. So what's the question of the week going to be?
You know I'm bad at questions of the week.
I know, but you know that we warned you about this.
I know.
So
I
you
know.
should know.
Doesn't mean to say that I actually prepare.
Okay, all right.
Okay, which range do you think will be your favourite?
Really?
Not yours. Yes. I want to know which range you prefer out of all of them.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
see, you just look at me like that. I can't ever win this. This is why I don't like question of the week.
I'm sorry. All right.
I need you to tell me what question you want me to ask.
Which range do you like? Leave your comments down below on Facebook and on
Don't sound so bored
YouTube.
by it.
I'm not bored by it at all. Paula, thank you. That was really good. Thank you. And I'm very excited about this party range actually being available for everybody. Watch this space. And that is it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon, and you'll be notified every time we upload a new show. And check us out on Instagram as well. And while you're there, you might want to go and check out Paula at
Grabo Balloons.
Or
Pink Tree Parties.
There we are. So thank you again for watching. Be happy, be positive, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Bye.